The night had finally fallen into silence, and I thought the day had ended for good. The house felt wrapped in a stillness so thick it pressed on the air, the kind of quiet that convinces you nothing more will happen. My husband was asleep, breathing softly, and I got up for a glass of water, expecting nothing unusual. That's when I saw him. My stepson stood near the back door, his posture rigid, his eyes heavy with something unspoken yet urgent. At first, I assumed it was something ordinary, maybe school, maybe a favor. But there was a weight behind his stare that made my stomach twist. He wasn't just awake. He was waiting, holding back words that were about to break loose. I tried to ignore the unease, convincing myself it was nothing. But when he finally spoke, I knew the night wasn't over. He said I didn't belong with his father. The calmness in his tone made it worse. He told me he had been watching me long enough to know I wasn't happy. My heart stumbled, my mind scrambling for sense, but the gravity in his voice left no space for denial. He didn't stop there. He said he saw through my forced smiles, my quiet avoidance, the way I drifted through each day without spark. Each word hit deeper, peeling away every layer I had tried to keep hidden. I wanted to stop him, to say he was wrong. But I couldn't move. Then he whispered something that turned the air electric. He could give me what his father couldn't. My breath caught. Guilt rushed in, sharp and overwhelming, yet underneath it was a terrible awareness. He saw me. He had read my emptiness like a confession. In that moment, I felt exposed, stripped bare of every lie I'd told myself. It was wrong, so wrong, but something about his honesty burned through my resistance. I should have walked away, ended it immediately. But I froze as he stepped closer. There was no force in him, only a fragile openness, as if revealing a wound he needed me to see. He reached out, taking my hand gently, testing if I would pull away. That single touch unleashed a flood of loneliness I hadn't admitted in years. My husband and I had become distant, polite partners sharing routines instead of love. And here was a tension that felt real, undeserved but alive, making guilt taste like something dangerously sweet. Logic tried to warn me, but warmth silenced it. I kept telling myself this was wrong, that I couldn't let it happen. Yet the pull between us was magnetic, impossible to break. We didn't speak promises, didn't confess love, only stood in a reckless closeness built on silence and need. When our lips met, everything inside me split. Shame followed instantly, but so did a strange, painful relief at being truly seen again. By the time the night ended, reality hit like a storm. The silence of the house wasn't peaceful anymore, it was heavy, aware. My hands trembled, not from desire, but from the weight of what I'd done. His words still echoed, offers of something forbidden, and now they bound us in a way that couldn't be undone. I tried to tell myself it was just a mistake, a moment of weakness that could be buried. But deep down, I knew nothing would ever go back to what it was. The walls seemed to whisper the secret, every sound in the house louder than before. When morning came, life demanded normalcy, breakfast, polite words, familiar smiles. But under that fragile routine lay betrayal, invisible yet alive. I told myself it would end here, that no one would know. But the truth had already settled inside me, pressing against my chest. The night hadn't merely gone wrong. It had torn away everything safe, leaving me face to face with the version of myself I never wanted to meet.